Hey everybody. Alright, I'm going to completely dork out and I'm going to create torque and rotational equilibrium, which is of course this lab. I'm going to try to create it with, explain it, with an Indo board. Alright, so this is meant for helping your balance. I think it's a big surfer thing. I like to snowboard though, so I got it for that. But anyway, here's the idea. I've got this roller in the middle, and when you put the board on top of it, the roller actually acts like the axis of rotation, or what we would call a fulcrum with a lever machine. The board itself then acts like the lever, which is kind of our ruler in the lab. So the idea is real simple. If I want to keep things balanced, I want the torque on each side to match. So the problem is when I first step on this foot is now applying a force, creating a torque that would make it go counterclockwise from your view. It's unbalanced. That's why, of course, right away it stays angled and is not level. So what I have to do is I have to apply a force at some distance on the other side that will then match this torque as well. The easiest way to do that is to actually have the pivot point be right in the middle so that each foot's distance from the axis of rotation is the same. If I can get that to occur, then the force will be the same as well since they're the same distance from the pivot. So let's give it a shot. Alright, and right about there, this is probably the easiest place because I'm right in the middle, so I can keep my weight perfectly balanced. Each foot is applying about the same force, alright, because they're the same distance. So they experience the same torque, but this one's trying to make it rotate counterclockwise, this one clockwise, so they cancel each other out in terms of rotation. You can see how wobbly I am. I haven't done this in a while. Alright, the other thing though, which is pretty cool and related to the lab is, well, what if the forces aren't the same? So you can really test your balance if you kind of drift out to one side. Now you'll notice, as weird as I look, I'm shifting a lot of my weight onto this foot. Since this is closer to the axis of rotation, this foot, I actually need to apply more force on this foot to equal the torque on the other side. Alright? Because when you get closer in terms of distance from the axis of rotation, you don't have as much torque. So I've got to increase the force to still match this torque over here. Alright? And then you just play that game. So without really thinking, I hope I don't geek out that much with physics, but without really thinking, I have to shift my weight to actually account for the distance I am from the fulcrum, which is stabilizing the torque. So hopefully this helped with the lab, and you got to see me be a complete weirdo, so that's always fun too, okay?